Welcome to the Onstage Podcast, where we deep dive into the power of music and entertainment.
Where's your daisies?
I didn't get them. I've got a new plan instead. So Andy told me that girls like when you're mean to them.
I don't know what type of girls your bro gets, but I don't think Daisy would like that.
Hey, keep talking to me, okay?
What?
Shut up. Okay. Hey, bro, that Fortnite
Max.
chapter, bro,
Hey,
is
Max.
extravagant.
Oh,
Bro,
yeah.
Zeus's lightning is overpowered.
Extremely.
O.P. I designed that, bro.
Max?
Crazy. What do you want? I'm busy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just made something for you. I drew it in art class. If you like it.
Then, when you do talk to her, act like you're not interested, all right? Chicks love when you play hard to get like that. After that, make fun of her. Bring her confidence so low that she knows she is not on your level.
Why would you draw me? Like, this is weird. What are you, like, obsessed with me or something?
No. No, I wasn't.
Hey, everybody! Look at this. Daisy's so obsessed with me that she drew me.
No,
Talk about cringe. What a total weirdo. Hey, know where this drawing belongs? In the garbage.
Talk back and forth and, shoot the... Are you old enough for me to say crap, I think? Yeah, you should.
Yes.
Last time I talked to you, you were 13? Now, what, 15?
I was. I'm 14 now. I turned 15 in August.
Awesome.
Almost there. Yeah.
Good. Yes, I'm trying to find, shoot. Sorry about this.
No, you're all good.
But how you doing, though? I mean, you're... Wow, 26 awards. Like, when are you going to get that Oscar somewhere? I think number 50.
It's been going so great. I'm just so grateful for every opportunity, and for anybody that looks at my work and recognizes it. That's such an honor, and it's crazy to wrap my head around.
Kayden, I was, where did I put that now? Sorry.
No, you're all good.
Oh, okay. I forgot we're not live. Good. Yes, I watch everything you've done on Dhar Mann. We've had Vanessa Nottingham on about a couple weeks ago.
You did? Oh my gosh. Oh wait, that's right. I think I saw that post.
Yep, it's actually going to be released tomorrow too. And I mention you, and at the very end of the episode, I have that where you and her are hugging, and that one about brothers dating sisters one.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for mentioning me. That's so nice of you.
Oh yeah, and then at the end of the episode, it's going to have your first episode with us, so people can watch that.
Wow, that's awesome.
I've had a lot of Dhar Mann on my podcast just recently that I'm looking forward to posting. So yeah.
That's great. I mean, everybody that works at Dhar Mann is so sweet, and I love Vanessa. I mean, the video that we were in, that was the only time that we worked together, but she's amazing. And she went to Tribeca for one of the films that she produced. I was like, wow. But she's so sweet, though.
Yes, definitely. Everyone, you will not believe who we have on our platform. Our second time, and she really makes my day. I thank you for watching. Hope your summer is going well so far. We have an exciting guest, Tokarski. We're ecstatic to have her on. Exceptional opportunity to have this multi-talented young actress on our show again, Dhar Mann, and actress Tokarski, who's also a film actress. She's not just on Dhar Mann. She's done several things outside of Dhar Mann as well. So, but she's quite an exceptionally talented and versatile young actress who has captured the hearts of audiences with her captivating performances and remarkable screen presence. With a career that has already spanned several years, she's achieved a notable success at such a young age. showcasing her undeniable passion and dedication to her craft. Kayden's ability to bring depth and emotion to every role she takes on has made her highly sought after. Wow, highly sought after performer in the industry. In this interview, we are excited to delve into Kayden's journey thus far, discussing her inspirations, the challenges she has faced, and her aspirations for the future in the world of acting. Now, last time we um, talked about you being Martha Mitchell in the Stars TV series Gaslit. You appeared in
Yes.
Love's Fast Lane on Peacock. You shared in My Melancholy Baby on Amazon Prime, which believe you're currently in, and your upcoming projects. Oh, I want to talk about that. Mama Bear and Calculate Obsession. Kayden, can you just give us a little about an update for people who do not know who Kayden Tokarski is? Give us a little bit update of who you are and what you've been doing since, oh, wow. I think I checked. I think you were on April of last year. It's about a year and a half ago.
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on.
You're welcome.
It's such an honor to be back on.
Thank
And
you.
it's so nice to see your face. It's been forever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I've been so grateful to be working. I recently wrapped a coming of age film that I'm so proud of and so excited for people to see. And like you mentioned, I have a few movies, Mama Bear and Calculated Obsession, that are coming out this year, as well as I believe Curse of Vander. And yeah, I've I've just been so grateful to be working, and I'm very passionate and so motivated, and I have so many dreams in this industry, and I just every day I just keep going, and one day hopefully they will be true. Yeah, it's been tough with this industry because it's been a little slower with recovering from the strike. And COVID, the industry has not been the same as it used to be. And I really haven't actually experienced like the full industry because I started right before COVID hit. So, I never really did many in-person auditions. So now like all the auditions are online. But I was really, really motivated to start in this career when I was 4 years old because I was so inspired by Disney Channel shows and the actors that were on there, like Zendaya. I loved her on Shake It Up and Casey Undercover. And Bridget Mendler was like my huge inspiration. And I told my parents when I was younger, I said, I really, really want to do this. And they were like, no, no. And I kept asking every year. I was like, please just give me a shot. Like, I really just want to try this. And then they came and saw me when I was in fourth grade. I was 9 years old. And they saw a school play of mine and they saw how passionate I was. And then they're like, you know what? We're going to give her a chance because they're like, you know what? Life is short. And if this is your dream, then we want to support you. And so I'm so grateful for that. And so I started doing a little bit of background work just to kind of get a feel for set days and to see how long they were. And then I loved being on set like that, but I didn't really enjoy the background work as much as other people do. And I really just wanted lines in a really nice principal role or supporting or lead role. And then I started auditioning, and I was so grateful to have met my agent, Sue and Eden, who I've had for my whole career, almost 5 years. And I'm so grateful for my team. Then things just started to fall in place, auditioning and then booking, and that's where I'm at.
What was your year like? It must have gone so quickly for you, and especially because we know that Roswell Delirium, it was released in August of last year, so it's already had a year or so uh, in the theater, and it's really good. And you worked with Anthony Michael Hall, and that was interesting. And also, there's a sequel, Curse of Andor, which in his sequels with Dee Wallace, which we're looking
Yes,
forward to.
yes. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, so Roswell Delirium is actually not been released yet. It's actually been going through film festivals,
Really?
through the festival circuit, yeah, for about a year.
Hmm.
I think maybe a little bit less than. We had the premiere in December last year, at the Culver City Film Festival. And so it was really, really nice to be able to reunite with the cast and crew and watch it on the big screen. And then in April, we went to Arizona for another premiere, which was so cool because I've never had a premiere in another like state. So I was like, wow, this is amazing. And we had a lot of sci-fi fans show up. But that should be coming out this year. So I'm really, really excited for everyone to see it. I play a mean girl in Roswell. So people might, they might not necessarily like watching me on screen because they're like, she's so mean. But it's something I love about Roswell is it's, it is a very serious film and it is a sci-fi. So there's lots of different things that make you like, oh, wow, I was not expecting that. But you feel everything. Like, it's like you're on a roller coaster and there's so many, you're not caught up in this like, oh, sad, like mysterious mood. You have some really uplifting scenes as well. So I'm really excited for the world to see Roswell Miriam. And then Curse of Vander, I filmed the first one with Dee Wallace in October last year. And everyone is just incredible. It's kind of like a cross between the Chronicles of Narnia and Stranger Things.
Oh, wow.
So it's got a very fantasy family friendly kind of vibe. And we just found out a month ago that we're going to be doing a sequel to it called Curse of Vander: Revenge of the Sorcerer. So I'm really, really excited to get to reunite with the cast and crew and work with them again, and then also meet some new additional cast.
That's amazing, Kayden. Wow, so much work. I hope you're dealing with your mental health and you're going with you don't know if you're going to be here tomorrow and you're living one day at a time kind of thought mindset.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like for me, like, it's very easy to like get ahead of myself and like plan out for the future. All right, this is what I'm going to do today, tomorrow, next month, a year. But you're absolutely right. You have to just live this today because you do not know if you're going to be here tomorrow. And every day above ground is a great day. And, I have found those moments though, like where I'm like, all right, I got to do this. I got to do that. Can't do that though. Can't.
Well, you are an amazing actress. Wow. You can turn it on and off. You can be a mean girl, you can be a good girl, you can be anything you want. It's absolutely amazing. And we're so happy that you're back on the platform. Can you give us a little bit of an idea what Mama Bear, like, what's that about? How was it feeling? What was going through your mind when you were, like, it was kind of interesting. I think I saw a little bit of the trailer there and I'm like, what is this? Kayden, what happened to you?
I mean, there's a lot of things that happen in Mama Bear. So Mama Bear, I filmed last year in Massachusetts. We actually just had our 1-year wrap anniversary on the 1st of July this year. And I can't say too much about the storyline because I don't want to spoil it. And, NDAs, but, I don't want to spoil it. I'm trying not to spoil it. Well, all I can say is that it's going to be an amazing movie. There's a lot of things that happen in the film, that's for sure. It's a thriller, so it's definitely going to keep you on the edge of your seat. And there's a lot of unexpected plot twist, which for me, like personally, I love a good plot twist. And when I was reading the script, I was like, oh, people are going to love this. But it takes place in the woods, if that kind of like, and I get kidnapped.
Oh,
Yeah. So, and just there's so many things that happen that I can't say, but that was
wow.
coming out this year. So make sure to follow me on Instagram for, all the updates for everyone who's watching.
Oh yeah, we following you on Instagram, all right, everywhere. Like you're one of our favorite actresses, and we want to see you succeed and think you're amazing. And I'm so happy that we can connect, and I'm so happy that I got another chance to interview you. You and all the projects that you have ongoing, and now Calculated Obsession is another one, post production. I'm not sure. Have you finished that film yet? Or are you still filming it?
We finished back in February. So that I'm really, really excited for everyone to see that. I actually we filmed that in Oklahoma in February, and it is also a thriller and also has a ton of plot twist. But the really cool thing about Calculated Obsession is my character is very brilliant. Like, mathematician brilliant. So in order to get into my character's mindset, I studied calculus,
Oh, wow.
which was it was very, very hard. I will say that. But uh, it's it's so good. I mean, I don't want to spoil it either. Okay, I can say this. I'm a mathematician, and my aunt is also a mathematician,
Oh,
and
wow.
she's like one of my biggest inspirations. And she all of a sudden dies,
Oh,
and everyone thinks that she died from a heart attack, but my character believes that there's more to the story. So it's kind of like my investigation of what happened to my aunt. And there's so many different suspects along the way. And there's also a suspect that gets super close to me that I don't even realize is a suspect.
oh, wow.
And so there's yeah, it's very, very deep. I crying a lot in the film, that's for sure. But definitely so many tears of joy on set. We had such a blast, and everyone is the cast, the crew, our amazing director, Ryan Francis, is incredible. I love Ryan. He's amazing. And Nicole Marie Johnson plays my mom, and James Hyde plays my dad, and they're also incredible. Yeah, it was just such a great experience. I mean, I feel like every set I'm on is a great experience, and every character that I play has such a special place in my heart.
Wow. What do you think is your favorite film? Gaslit? Loves Fast Lane, which I love, by the way. I like how they taught you how to say that part about the car. Is it the casket? Is it? You had to learn.
Yes.
You had to learn. Did it give you an invigoration, a point where maybe I should learn cars and how to put them together, and just in case mine breaks down one day?
Well, I actually learned a lot about cars for Love's Fastlane
Oh,
as
wow.
well to get into that mindset. And so now I know because I'm going to be getting my permit in like less than a year to drive, which I'm so excited about. My mom, not so much, but I'm excited. But now I feel like I know like what to do. Like if my car to like God forbid were to ever break down anywhere, like I would know exactly what could be the problem,
Wow.
which is very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. Like, so what do you have uh, in your hands now? A script for what movie currently? Or are you taking a break from filming?
You know, I recently wrapped a coming of age, so I'm still kind of like just taking just a little bit of a breather from that one because it was very, very emotional. It was such an amazing time on set.
Wow.
Um, the character just related, so much to me. Um, but right now, I don't know when. I think this sometime this year we're going to start filming Chris and Vander 2. So I'm getting ready for that. Really excited for that. And then other than that, just enjoying my summer and if any auditions pop up, just auditioning and yeah, just spending time with family. I think that's one of the most important things. I mean, I'm really big about my family and also my pets. Always just
The dog,
playing with my
the
pet.
barking dog.
Oh yeah, I have 2 dogs and 1 cat, and yeah, and hanging out with friends. I feel like summer it's kind of a slower time in the industry in general, and it's just really really nice to be able to just
Yeah, I
spend
can't
family
believe
time with everybody.
can't believe how much work you're given, and just so much of a blessing that you are to the movie world. And it's not going to stop, because not only did you accumulate 31 wins and 5 nominations as of this year, but you celebrated your 26th award in March. Tell us the feeling that was going through you. What was the mindset when you discovered 26 awards? Wow, amazing.
Well, first of all, thank you so much. I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful. And it's honestly just crazy to me. Like I would have never like that little 4-year-old girl would have never, imagined this happening. Like it's truly such a dream come true. And the fact that somebody would first watch my work and then recognize it is truly so crazy and unbelievable. And it's something that I still can't wrap my head around. And I'm so grateful.
Amazing. Wow. So do you still do any, I don't know if you still do the swimming or the diving. Is that something you're
Oh
still,
yes.
yeah?
So I well, for those who don't know, I used to be a professional competitive diver,
Mm.
and I had to take a little bit of a break from it because it was just a lot, and I just became a little too busy because it's kind of hard to like, be an actor and a competitive diver because being a diver is like just so much work, so much commitment. And I love it so much with all my heart. Like it's still such a big passion of mine and I could still do it, which is great. But yeah, I just couldn't, it was hard to make meets and all that stuff, but still definitely has a special place in my heart.
Oh yeah, I can imagine that. Junior Olympian status on the 1 meter diving board. I mean, I'm pretty sure that if you decided to follow through with that, you could win the Olympics, probably. Imagine.
I mean,
Kaden Tokarski is now going on top to the fourth board. She's looking down, she's shaking, and that's probably she's the mean girl up there. People who don't know what that means.
I mean, you know what? You never know. Like life is so unexpected. So I mean, maybe if I wasn't an actor, I could be an Olympian. That would really be cool as well. But I'm so focused on acting that
Mhm.
it's hard to do other things. But I do have passions for other things. Like I love to sing. Singing is. I mean, I don't know if I would like. I've never performed on stage, but I love to just sing and like put reels on my Instagram and you know for me like I'm an artist and I love to entertain, so I feel like any way I can be creative and entertain others and put it out there, like I always jump to that opportunity.
Oh yes, definitely. Um, but you still can swim if you want. Like,
Yes, which
relative-
is great.
yeah, just swimming, just normal swimming. You know.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I I actually love the last two or three newest Dhar Mann. One was about um, you didn't have much of a part in the two thieves that fall in love, but well, I mean, you kind of did, but you were like a video screen. And I saw on
Yes.
your YouTube channel how that was filmed,
Yes.
and a part with a blow, and one part in boy, girls fighting over boy, whatever, and then you're walking down the hall with your hair, and then they show you how it's
Yes.
done
Yeah.
with the blower. What goes
Yes.
through your head when
You
you have
know,
to go through things like that?
sorry, I you totally cut out. What was the question?
What goes through your head when you have to do things like that? Okay, Caden, we're gonna be blowing wind towards your hair. So
You know, for that one, that was like my first time ever like doing something like that. So number one, it was a great experience because and it was also a great learning experience of
Mhm.
how that works. And the finished product was so great. For anybody who wants to see what he's talking about, you can go on my YouTube at Kaden Tokarski and see the video. But it was so hard for me to keep it together.
Mhm.
Like it was just so funny on set. Like the director was cracking up. Our first AD was the one who was helping to blow the wind in my hair. And I didn't realize because they were like, all right, we're going to go leaf blower out. And I'm like, oh, yeah, the leaf blower. Sure. We're not going to actually use a leaf blower. They actually got a full on leaf blower and start blowing it at
Oh
my hair.
wow, really a full on one.
Yes. Yes. So I was cracking up. It was so funny. So, like, we had done two rehearsals and it was so hard to keep a straight face. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so funny. But what goes through my
Wow.
head, I mean, lots of laughter. I mean, what was going through my head when we filmed the shot was, please don't mess this shot up. Please don't laugh. Keep it together.
Yeah. Now that one video of a trigger warning, I saw that episode where they're putting you down and calling you names because, look, I know what that episode's about where he stands on the table and says, look at this, and then he tears it up.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
goes through your mind when I know it's all acting, but what goes through your mind when an actor is told to put you down, make fun of you? How do you handle that? Because it is a trigger warning because it just make me want to go up there and hey, leave her alone, bro.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's actually a great question. I I do a lot of, I know that it's all fake and it's just acting. So I keep that always in the back of my head. But I do feel it like when we do shoot it. And
Hmm.
I've had some times where I felt it so much. Not necessarily on that video, but on another on another film, um, like where it was harder to like get out
Yeah.
of feeling that. You know, there was one time I remember like on set like a few years ago, like I started hyperventilating on set because I was like,
Wow.
"Ooh, I feel this," and I was like, I just felt so in it, and it's great to be so in it. That's what you want, but sometimes it could be a little hard if you really feel it. But for this one specifically, um, when it comes to like, I feel like my breakdown work and my prep really helped, um, because I love to write diary entries in first person of everything that I was feeling. And so I kind of was just replaying that in my head when
Mhm.
I was experiencing the scene. And I also did a ton of inner monologue. And, you know, Sean Dixon, who was the one who was bullying me, is such a great actor. So it was so easy to feed off of each other.
Mhm. But you have to work with each other. I know that Vanessa told me that when she and Azim were working on that episode about the fight that goes on at Christmas time, she
Mhm.
was saying that they had to stop everything because it's getting to the point where it's too emotional. So they had to stop everything, and they had to like, you can't do that. It's too bad you can't do it in real life when you're fighting with somebody. Say, hold on, let's work this out because But there's no like cut in real life, only in the films. So
Yeah.
it like with your mental health, like all these jobs you're getting, the auditions. How do you think when you first started getting into movies? I think you said when you were 10, I think, and then up to now, that's almost 5 years later. Do you think your acting ability has has evolved over time? Like when you look at an old episode of Dhar Mann, do you have like a cringe issue, or do you say, "Oh, I could have done that better," or whatever?
You know, I absolutely think I've evolved. I think that's, you know, such a cool thing as an actor. And I feel like as anybody, like in in an artistic profession or even just a regular profession, is you're always going to see growth, you know,
Hmm.
and not even just growth in your performance, but you know, growth of knowledge in this industry. Like I've learned so much, when it has to, I mean, I also have like such an eye for like behind the camera as well. Like when I'm on set, I'm always like, what lens are we on? And asking all these technical camera stuff, questions. So I feel like that has also grown as well. But yeah, I mean, I feel like as an artist, you know, for me personally, sometimes it is hard to watch my performances because I'm very critical because I always want to improve and I always see that there's room for growth. And you know, and I don't take it in a negative way. I always take it in a positive way. I was like, you know what? I think I did great. But I know that I can do even better on the next one. So that's kind of how I take it. But definitely if I were to look back at my self tapes and films that I've done when I was 10, like My Melancholy Baby, I shot that. That's on Amazon Prime if you guys want to go check it out. I shot that when I was 11 years old. And like going back and watching that, like I know that today, like there's things that I would have done a little bit differently. But you know, you can't change what you've done. And that's you know, again, like that's the most important part about this industry is you get to grow, and it's cool to look back and like you know, even if I didn't like a performance from back then, I wouldn't say I want to change that. I wouldn't because you can't have that thought in your mind. You can't look back at the past and be like, I really want to know, because then it's just gonna stick with you. Like I didn't do good enough. I can't do that. You know, you have to just take what you did, learn from it, and then move on. And I think that's the most important thing with this industry is you have to keep moving forward.
Are you recognizable now in public?
Am I recognized from what?
Are you rec- are you recognized now in public because of all the movies you've been in? Hey, look, this Starman girl. You mean the mean girl?
Yeah, I actually have been recognized a few times. I think I was recognized like it's usually like shopping malls. I think like maybe I think like 5 times at like shopping malls, and then like 2 times at Knott's Berry Farm, which is amusement park in California. Um, which is so cool. I remember the first time that I got noticed, and I was like, it was just so unexpected. And I was getting on a ride at Knott's Berry Farm, and I was just handing my phone to my dad because I'm like, oh, I'm not taking my phone on the ride. I'm gonna lose it. And a girl was like, are you from Dhar Mann? And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, hi, yeah, I am. I was like freaking out. Like she was like so sweet, and she could tell that I was like so just like I didn't even know what to do. I was just so grateful that it was so cool. It's so unexpected and such a great and cool feeling when somebody recognizes you in your work.
Yeah, Vanessa was telling me about she was in a mall with her father and they were arguing. Just when they were arguing, somebody comes up to her and said, "Hey, you're the mean girl from Darman." It's like, okay, perfect timing. Thanks.
Yeah, you're like Vanessa's like, I'm not actually a mean girl.
I
I'm just
know.
my dad
I
and I
know.
are just
But she can
have a
turn it
problem
on
right
and
now.
off just much like you can turn it on and off. Uh, Here's a question for you. So if a portal opened up in the wall, I don't your mom's there or whatever, a portal opens up and a version of you, a character that you played in Darman and Mean Girl, wherever, came through that portal, which one would you run away from?
Ooh. Hmm. From Darman specifically?
Well, I had Jessica Ruth Bell on, and she said it's the one where she played a lawyer. She said that's the one she wouldn't want to be around. So what
Ooh.
Starman character, or any, let's say not just Starman, but Gaslit or Apocalypse Love Story or whichever.
Great question.
Yeah.
Hmm. I would say maybe. I mean, I wouldn't mess with Lauren from Calculated Obsession. That was my character's name because Lauren is a very determined person. So I just feel like not that she's mean, but I feel like you can't. I just feel like I would get caught with something. Like if I did something wrong, I feel like she'd be so determined to like get it out of me, and I would totally say something. But I feel like for Mean Girl wise, Becky from Roswell Lyrium, oh, I would never mess with her. Never mess with her because she's mean. She would that would be hard to like to not react to her.
Yeah, I would think of that, but then that's that one film where you're like that horror film, that thriller, where someone knocks on the door at night and you open and you let this, and I'm like,
That oh
"Ooh."
my gosh, yes, that is called the in between place. I also would be afraid of Katie. Katie is really scary. She's crazy. So there's something. She actually. Oh shoot, I can't say that. I can't say that. Okay. I was gonna say something, but that would actually ruin the whole plot. But there's an event. Somebody gets murdered from my character in that film. So I definitely actually wouldn't. She'd be my number one. I wouldn't mess with her.
Yeah, you're quite a remarkable, talented actress, Kayden Tokarski.
Oh,
Amazing.
thank you so much.
Do you still do any Red Cross LA fundraisers, or what other charity works have you done recently?
Well, recently, let me think. I love to volunteer. Um, I love I'd love to just get back to the community. I'm a big advocate for that. And I've been a little busy lately, so I haven't like had as much time to go volunteering. But whenever I get a chance, I love to go volunteer. I would love to go volunteer at food shelters. I love to pick up trash from the beach.
Mm,
I love to just help the environment. I really care for the environment.
wow.
Um, yeah, and I'm so grateful for the work that I got to do with the Red Cross LA a few years ago. Um, to motivate people to donate their blood and their time and their money um, to give back because that's what the Red Cross does is they give
Mm,
back. I also did some work for the Joyful Child Foundation, which is a foundation to help keep kids safe.
mm-hmm.
And Erin Runyon, who started the nonprofit organization, um, is amazing, and she's been through just an insane thing that her life is just I don't honestly know how she continues to keep going. And the fact that she's just trying to help others. And yeah, I mean, she's seriously such a warrior and such an amazing woman. And then I also did a little work for, I was back in 2021, the keynote speaker for the Walk Against Drugs, which is an event that takes place in Mission Viejo, California every year. Um, and I got to have a speech there talking about how bad drugs are, and how, especially teens these days, there's a lot of peer pressure in school, and it's really hard to say no. So the whole event was about saying no to drugs, saying no to tobacco, saying no to smoking and vaping, and things that are harmful for your body. So I've been very privileged to be a part of all those amazing organizations. And yeah, I mean, and whenever I can, I always just try to give back.
Yeah, you participate in Joyful Child Foundation's Be Brave pilot as well.
Yes, I did. Yeah, that's actually when I found like an even more so love of acting and giving back, because that was like actually my first project, and that was when I really felt like this is what I meant to do, and I loved being on set. That was like what made me just love everything about this industry. And also, I loved supporting a great cause. I think that's just so important.
No, well, congratulations on your 26th award. So, can you share what milestone means to you personally and professionally?
What milestone?
Yeah, like what do you think? The 10th award, 15, 20th award. Now you're over 25
Oh,
awards. You're 26 awards. What do you think is a milestone? 50, 60?
I think I think each one of them. I mean, the first one, the second, the third, the 31st, every single award is a milestone, because, if I were to tell my 4-year-old little self that, you know, little girl that wanted to do this
Mm-hmm.
and begged her parents for years that this is, what I'm doing and this is where I'm at, like, she wouldn't believe me. And I think that's why it's such a big milestone, because it's like it just every award, and I mean every day is just like, it's like a reminder of what I'm following my dream. And I think that's the biggest blessing.
Do you how about awards for just being on Dhar Mann? Doesn't Darwinder give you any rewards for that?
No, I don't think they do, but it's really cool that Dhar Mann is actually up for a Nickelodeon Kids Choice Award.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just hoping that if you guys are watching right now,
Yeah.
please vote for him, because he's incredible, and his videos are one thing I love about Dhar Mann and his videos, and what really drew me to audition for Dhar Mann was how inspiring they were, and
Mm-hmm.
you know how how wholesome they were, and how I love that he's putting, I mean, they are almost like, they really are like short films, like, even though they're videos on YouTube, they're like short films, and they're so great, and they're so like informative, and I feel like everyone should watch them, because there's so many great lessons that he's teaching everyone.
Yep. And everyone, if you watch an episode, just comment done and then go to the link and then screenshot, and you can win a Apple Mac or an iPad.
Yeah,
Yeah. So do that.
yeah,
You never know. Your name might be chosen.
true.
Yeah. I've actually lived a lot of Dhar Mann episodes, and I'm like, the message here learned is, Chris, what are you talking about? Oh, just Dhar Mann. Don't worry about it. What? Dhar who? But a lot of them have a lot of good messages in the end, and it's really helped me to understand that people should be treated the same, whether you're a CEO or you're a janitor. Treat everyone the same, and remember the
Absolutely.
motto: the good you put out in the world, it'll be returned. And it's true. He's got it. Like, he's got it
It,
spot on.
it is so true. I mean, everything that he said in his videos is so true. And I mean, it is. I feel like it's like great for like even just like little kids to watch them, and because I feel like if you learn from an earlier age, it will shape you as a person. And that's exactly what he did when I was younger, because I started watching them when I was like 9, and I told my mom, I said I would love to be on Darman. That'd be so cool. So that's another dream come true as well. So yeah, I'm so grateful to be a part of the Darman fam.
Do you have another actor from or actress from Dhar Mann that you have on speed dial that you usually get together once in a while?
Oh yes, yes, I do. Raphael Siegel is amazing. I don't know if you've seen. I'm sure you have.
Hmm.
He's so talented and he's so funny. He is probably one of the funniest guys I've ever met. And I mean, we just like hit it off. Like my mom and him and I are like best friends. Like every time we haven't worked together on a Dharma in a long time, but if he's on set at like um at Studio 2 and I'm on Studio 1, like we try to like coordinate to like meet up and see each other. And like we've went and got coffee before.
Wow.
We went to like yeah, we went to Warner Bros together. Like I love him. He's like family to me. Seriously, he's definitely the number one on speed dial.
Oh yeah, actually, I think it would be nice to hang out with a lot of the Dhar Mann characters because they're not really their characters, and some of them are. But I know that Azim and Leilani, and who's another one, and we reached out to Abigail Cuddle as well. But I love these characters; they're just excellent, and I really learned a lot about life. And do you want to be typecast as the Dhar Mann actress, or do you want to be typecast as she's a film actress? She's in all these movies, Roswell, Delirium. Oh, and she's a Dhar Mann actor as well.
You know, I necessarily don't want to be typecast like as anything. I just want people to know me um as yes an actress, um number one, but as somebody who as a kind person, as somebody who gives back. I think that's my number one thing.
Well, you're 14, so how are you going to handle when the romance and the kissing and everything parts come up?
You know, my first ever feature film, actually, Apocalypse Love Story, I actually had to kiss my co-star multiple times.
Mm.
And they were just like little pecks, but like as a 10-year-old, like that was a big deal for me. I haven't kissed someone on screen though, ever since then.
But it's coming up.
But you know, it is coming up. I definitely have gotten more auditions with the romance stuff. But you know, I take it in a way like it's just acting and you know, it's how it is and it is a little scary. It's exciting ish, you know, to play different characters that people haven't seen me play. But yeah, like you know, whatever role comes along, I'm always happy to play.
Well, if you could choose another actor to be your boyfriend, who would it be?
Ooh, out of actors.
Dhar Mann or
Well,
somebody else?
well, I have a celebrity crush, but it would be illegal if he was my boyfriend because he's 32. Um, so I'm not sure like anybody my age. But my celebrity crush is Austin Butler. So I would love to work with Austin.
Austin
I mean, that
Butler.
would be
Wow.
yes, yes. I love him. I mean, I've been watching him ever since Sharpay's Adventure, and I know that he was in Zoe 101, and he killed it in Elvis, and he's so
Hmm.
talented. He's also, yeah, very, very, very gracious. I actually met him in person uh, at a Warner Bros. Elvis Q&A, and he was just the nicest person, and he was so humble, which is exactly how I, you know, will always want to be.
Who would you
So
want to hang
humble.
around with? Niall Horan or Harry Styles?
We love both. Probably Harry Styles though. I love Harry Styles. I have so many Harry Styles songs on my playlist. Yeah, he's great, and he also seems like super sweet. Like he's very like, and so does Niall. But I love like I don't know if you've seen like the Harry Styles videos like of him at his concerts and
I
like,
like a lot of his
um,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, like he's a great singer, but
Mhm.
he's also like a really good person, and he's like very entertaining. Like when he talks, like he's just like very real.
Yeah, you have to be real. You don't want to be like, I'm better than you. I hope that doesn't end up.
Yeah,
I mean, that you end up,
no,
Kaden Tokarski. She's high and mighty. She's one of these divas, and she's like Mariah Carey is. Mariah Carey won't even go into a hotel room unless there's uh, rose petals all over her bed and in her bathtub. She's such a diva, but she's got a great voice. It's got G5, really highest voice.
yeah, I mean, yeah, she does have a great voice, but
Keep
you know
humble.
what? Yeah, I mean, for me, like yes, Mariah Carey and like you know those who have like big egos.
Hmm.
Yeah, I may think that you're a great singer or a great actor or a great dancer, but or great artists in general, but nothing compares to, the person that you are. And I will, if somebody is not nice and very, egotistic, then that that person will lose all my respect.
Hmm.
Because I feel like, even like, especially like, when you're a celebrity, like, you should always appreciate your fans, and I feel like a lot of them don't. And
Yeah.
I'm like, the your fans are the ones that made you. For them watching your movies, for them going to your concerts, for them watching your dancing, like everything. Those are the people that helped you get to where you were. So I feel like they should be treated with so much
Hmm.
respect. So it's very unfortunate when I hear that somebody like I really, really love or really look up to is not really nice in person.
No, because you keep your character in front of the camera, and then the real Kayden is in life, which is totally different. So it's not like
Yeah.
there's a girl, that mean girl from Dhar Mann. No, it's just a character I play. Just
Yeah. There are some people that actually do think that I am mean though in person. I've had a few comments like on the Darman, like that are like that really do think that like I'm mean, but I'm thinking I'm like, guys, it's just my character. It's
Mhm.
not actually me. I'm not mean, I promise.
That's the way it
But
works.
it yeah, but I kind of almost take it in a compliment as a compliment because I'm like, oh well, if you think I'm mean, then I I'm doing my job then.
Hmm.
If I'm playing a mean girl. So yeah.
Yeah. What's your ultimate role, Kayden? What do you want to play that would, this is going to make me get an Oscar? What would that be?
Oh, I would love to be like have a huge lead or supporting role in an A24 film, like an
Mm.
A24 drama film. I mean, I
Wow.
feel like that. Yeah, that's my dream. Or in like a, or have you ever seen Ozarks?
Yes,
Um,
yes. Jason
yes,
Bateman.
or like a show. Yes, Jason Bateman, love him. Or like a show like that. That would be like my main goal. But I feel like something that I've never done that would be really cool would be doing an action movie.
Oh,
That would be I feel like it'd be cool to like be in a Marvel movie, pew, 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 Uh,
yeah.
maybe
Or
like Spider Girl or something.
oh, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking you could be a superhero, or maybe be the next Bond girl. Well, you have to wait 10, 15 years for that, but
Yeah, yeah, that'd be cool.
it'd be kind of odd if James Bond's Bond girl is 14. Yeah, that'd be kind of
Yeah,
weird.
I think so, a little bit.
Um, so yes, tell us a little bit about how, like, what motivates you to get up in the morning?
you know, um, I think what motivates me is probably going to the gym. I love going to the gym in the morning. Even if I don't want to go, like the gym, just kind of like exercising is a big thing for me. And also drinking lots of water, but that like motivates my whole day because it just gets me going.
Hmm.
But I think what motivates me like in life, like other than acting, is my family. You know, just yeah. I mean, they always make me smile, and they're always here for me. And I'm, I wouldn't be doing what I do if it weren't for them.
Yeah,
So, um, but yeah, exercise definitely. That even if I'm not motivated to exercise, I know that if I do exercise, it will motivate my whole day, and I'll have like an amazing day. And it also like exercising creates so much positivity. I feel like because I am a very positive person, but I feel like there are things that happen that in everybody's life that people go through, and you know it you could find a reason to be more negative. And I think if you find all the positive things in life and you know just live life, and I think that you know that will give you some positivity and have you keep going.
how would you put across, help someone, like, for instance, Michelle Tomlinson? We had a master class in the podcast. Michelle Tomlinson, we talked about you. She really adores you.
I
So
didn't know that Michelle was on your podcast.
yeah, we had Michelle Tomlinson on there,
Oh my
and
gosh.
a couple months ago, and we discussed you, and she adores you. She actually adores you because you're a great actress. What
Oh,
is there any possibility that you'd want to do that, and be a mentor to other actresses and actors, and just, this is what you do?
You know, that is the perfect description.
You need to cry, don't cry. It's like you told me, you know?
Yes, exactly. You know, that's the perfect description of Michelle, though. She is a mentor. I've been working with Michelle for, oh my gosh, almost 4 years, I think. And she's seriously like such a godsend. I love Michelle so much. She's amazing. And I mean, I honestly, I wouldn't be where I am right now either if it weren't for her and her guidance. And I mean, she's like my mentor. She's like family. You know what I mean? She is my acting coach, but she's so much more than that. And she's also somebody. She's almost like my therapist too. Like mental health is such a big thing for me. And I feel like, you know, as a teenager or like even at any age, like it's always just important to like kind of circle back and just look at everything. And she's a huge, you know, mental health advocate, and she's helped me a lot with my mental health for sure. So I'm so grateful for her. Um, but you know, I would love to mentor. I think that would be so cool. Um, uh, yeah, I love that Michelle teaches. And I mean, Michelle does everything. Like she used to be an actor. She's also a director, and then she's also a coach, and she's a mama, and she's just incredible. I don't know how she does it. She's incredible. Um, but yeah, that would be amazing if I could, you know, help other people, and then, you know, and in that way, I would definitely jump at that opportunity if it comes.
She was amazing. Like we talked about everything, and she's so knowledgeable in her craft. And some of the questions I asked her, she's like, "Wow, I've never been asked that big question before." And she was stumped, but she gave some really. She's really knowledgeable in that. And
It
also,
really is.
her daughter appeared, but she said, "I'm not going to allow her to be in front of the camera. I don't want to, you know, be known out there, social media, because how young she is." But someone like you at 10 years old, it really took a lot of convincing for your mom to allow you to go become an actress. And now it's like, I'm glad I did that, because what would you have been doing at 14 right now? What would you have been doing if you weren't doing all this?
I'm not sure, honestly. But I totally agree with Michelle. Like you know, everyone has their own opinions. You know, it's totally fine if you have if you put your younger kids on social media,
Hmm.
you know, or put their image up. That's totally fine. That's not, you know, that's not bad at all. I know so many people, and I totally respect what Michelle does, and I think that's awesome.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, like my mom's kind of the same way. She didn't want me, you know. I mean, she would let me go on social media, like on some of her posts, but you know, it was kind of a big thing to convince her to let me have my own like Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. YouTube didn't come until later, but
Hmm.
Instagram was like the biggest, hardest one too. Because it's like it's different when you have a private account, but a public account is like everybody can see. So that's why my mom used to monitor my account. And so she would pretty much like when I was younger, like when I first started acting, like 10 to 12, like that was all her. Like
Hmm.
she did everything on there, which I'm so grateful that she, you know,
Hmm.
that she did, because it's so you have to be so careful on social media. There's so many creepy people out there,
Oh yeah.
and there's, you know, just yeah, I especially being like, you know, a young woman, like, and putting myself out there, and it's just sometimes there's things that I see and I'm like, that's just not okay. So, you know, and she still will hop on my account today, like to make sure that everything is going smooth. So I'm definitely very lucky that I have a mom like her, because she's incredible. Um,
Is she there with you
so
now?
yeah, she's not. She's
Oh,
I just look to the door because she's kind of right side. She's
say hi to her for
actually I
me.
don't know. I will for sure. I forgot to tell you that she's giving you all of her love. So
Aw. Um, Kaden, is there like going to be a time in your life where she's going to say, "Okay, Kaden, you're old enough, you're on your own"?
you know, I almost feel like that's going to be really hard for her, because my mom is really hard. It's really hard for her to let go. Um, you know, like we've been talking about like my license and my permit lately, and my dad is like super excited. Like obviously my parents don't want me to grow up and get old and drive. Um, but my mom has like not she doesn't want to talk about it like at all. Like she gets upset when we start talking about it because she doesn't like want to lose me or let go. So I honestly feel like there wouldn't be ever be a time where she'd be like, all right, unless I was like unless I was like an adult that shouldn't be living with like my parents anymore. Like they're like, hey, we need our alone time. Like your younger brother's gone, you need to leave too. But I honestly don't think that she would ever say, I think it's time for you to go move out on your own. And I think I'm going to college. I don't know where I'm gonna apply to. I still have a couple of years in high school left. But I'm planning on going to school here in California. So I'll probably still be living here or maybe in a dorm. But so she'll still be stuck with me for a few more years.
But you still want to be working even though you're in college, right?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I have a bit of a plan. Um, I am gonna I'm gonna major in business,
Hmm.
and minor in film, because I really have like such a passion for, because there's no like acting major, like there's theater, but I don't really do theater. Um,
Hmm.
and I was like, maybe I'll go to school for film. And so I've talked to so many directors that I've worked with, and they were like, you know what, Kaden, you learn so much on set that film school is not necessarily going to help you so much. Like you're almost learning more of like having experience on set and being an actor. Um, so that's why I was like, I would love, to major in business so that I could still like be acting, but I feel like I can use my business degree in a way to help me as an actor. And also, like, I feel like as an actor, you can't rely on this industry too because it's a little bit, it's not very consistent. Like, you kind of just don't know when the next job is, which is the hardest part about it. Um, so I feel like for a more steady job, I would love to, kind of almost like Millie Bobby Brown. I would love to use my business degree to help like open up like a makeup line.
Oh,
I feel
wow.
like that would be really cool. I don't know if that would, I don't know what the future holds for me, but I feel like that would be really cool. Kind of like Selena Gomez too with Rare Beauty. Um, and then minoring in film. Just getting like, because there's still like, even though I learned so much on set, like there's so much I could still learn at film school. Um, so yeah, I think I would probably do that, and I would still act at the same time, even though that would be really hard, and I would have such a busy schedule. But it's kind of hard to, like that's my plan for the future, and that could easily change because you never know what's going to happen. But I just know that everything. I just have faith, and I know that everything is going to happen for a reason.
Yeah, is Dhar Mann sort of like a mentor to you? Because if you want to get a makeup line, his wife, they do the live glam. So maybe they can help you
Yes,
motivate you to, yeah.
that's right. I mean, Darman just in general, he is an inspiration to me. But yeah, that actually, I totally forgot that his wife, yeah, live glam.
Hmm.
That's awesome. Yeah, that would be really cool. I mean, I don't know what I would name. I was kind of thinking my middle name is, Brenna, so I was thinking of like having a line called Brenna. I don't know if that'd be cool. I don't know. I'm just such a planner for the future. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that.
I
I
know.
mean, and I do lots of manifesting, like in the corner. I don't know if you can see it. I have a vision board right
Oh,
there.
wow, you got a
Um,
vision board. Awesome.
I,
Wow. I
yeah,
like
I
it.
do. Thank you so much. So I think just like manifesting and having faith and keep moving forward and also not rushing the future as well and just enjoying time as a 14-year-old.
Of course, you don't have to worry. But remember what you told me. You don't know what the day will bring. If you're going to be here tomorrow, an hour from now. It's good to
Absolutely.
plan, but live one day at a time. Live in the present. That's what you told me.
Exactly. Live in the present. Yeah. Don't live in the past and don't live in the future. Cause yeah, I mean, I have found myself some days like, I wonder what my future is going to be like. I wonder if this is going to happen. This dream is going to happen. But then I'm like, no, Kaden, stop. Don't do that.
Hmm.
Just, again, live in the present.
Yeah, you're so
The
kid. Like
future.
14, enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what my parents always tell me. They're like, Kaden, you have your whole life to work. Like, yes, I know you're so passionate, but some days you got to take a little break. Go outside, go play with your friends.
Do you have a desire to drink alcohol or smoke at this moment? Or I guess not, eh? You don't want
No,
anything to do with that. Good.
no, not at all. No, I mean, you know, um, I always just want to nourish my body and put good things in my body, and also have balance as well. I don't. Smoking it's not good for the lungs, and it may not be bad. I feel like if I were to start now, like I would be fine, but it's like a long-term thing. And there are some people that, smoke, and that's totally fine. You do whatever you want to do. Um, and there are people that live a long time. Like
Mhm.
my great grandma lived to be like 95, and she smoked her whole life.
Wow.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah, which is it's insane. But no, I have no desire to do that, and I also have no desire to drink alcohol. I love my Arnold Palmer's, my half lemonade, half iced tea. That will do just fine.
Yeah, exactly. What if a part has you become a character where you're strung out, you're on drugs, and you have to drink? How would you say no to a part?
All of that would be, well, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say no to a part. I think they could fake the smoking. I know that different productions do it differently. Um, so I've heard that you could oh, what do they use? There's different kind of things that they use to roll it up that are like not harmful. So I would just like ask production to like,
Hmm.
use a fake smoke cigarette. And then with like they could easily cheat like
Hmm.
the alcohol.
Yeah.
Um so I would absolutely say yes to a role if I'm comfortable with everything. But if it had to do with drinking and smoking, I would be totally fine.
So what part wouldn't you ever play? Like you just say, sorry, I can't
I
do
would Ooh, would I never play? I don't know. I think if anything made me uncomfortable, it just depends. I've never really read like I don't think I will like at this age read anything that I have to do that's uncomfortable. Um, I think if I were offered a role like a character in Euphoria, I think I would say yes. I don't know, but I feel like that would be a really hard thing to say yes to, because the amount of things that they do in that show is like insane. Like, the actors are really, really putting themselves out there.
I'm going to remind you that there's some actors and actresses, and especially Heath Ledger when he was the Joker, and it kind of messed him up because he really got into that part. You're going to watch it that any part you play, whether it's even a superhero, an Avenger, whatever, you get into this part, there's seriously psychological repercussions in the end to the point where Heath Ledger killed himself because of that. So you got to watch those things.
Yeah, absolutely. I can be a method actor on set, like, and really get into it, but I don't think I could ever see myself going that far. Um, yeah, I think I'll always come back um, to where to me, um, and like even when I'm method, like I'm not method before I go on set and after I wrap set. Like I'm just if I decide to be method on set, like I'm just method for the 9.5 hours I'm on set or less. So it kind of just I feel like depends.
If you woke up in the morning and you were one of your Dhar Mann characters forever, who would that be?
Oh wow. I was thinking like I feel like my last character, not the last character that I portrayed, but I really like Daisy from the one I did with Vanessa and Sean and Nick.
Vanessa's your
I
sister,
really
no problem. Yeah.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, that I would love that. And like in the end, like even though there's not a part two to like me and Max's love story, like, you know,
Hmm.
like it was a happy ending. And also Daisy's just a really nice, really innocent girl. So I would totally not. Daisy and I are very similar to each other. So I feel like that would not be like a big change. And also I don't know if I could like pick my parents because it was never shown in the video who were my parents. I don't know how that would work.
Yeah, Vanessa's been since she was 7, and she's a soprano, and her singing is fantastic. You mentioned something that
Oh
you don't.
wow.
Yeah, you don't want to get. You said you didn't want to do any musical theater or any theater, so why not? Because you got a great voice yourself. You're gonna, like I said, comment on your YouTube channel. You're gonna give Miley Cyrus a run for the money. Here comes Kaden.
Oh my gosh. Oh Well, thank you so much. First of all, I really, really appreciate that. I mean, I've never done any musical theater. I actually would love to do musical theater. I think that would be really fun. Even though I don't specialize in that, I mostly specialize in TV and film. I I think it would be I think it would be a really different experience, and I I've been starting to put myself out there more with my voice, um, and I'm starting to try to, get out in the community, like singing like on stage or like
Hmm.
live at like restaurants. I
Yes.
may or may not be singing at my local restaurant next, actually this month because it's July, later this month. So I'm still figuring it out with the owner. But I never really saw myself when I was younger as a singer, but um, I started taking singing lessons professionally, and I've been taking them for 2 years because I got a ton of like Disney auditions, and they usually require like singers, dancers, and actors. So it's like, all right, so maybe when I get a Disney audition, I'm already prepared. Um, and then it turned into like, oh, I actually really enjoy doing this. This is fun. This is cool, and it is also entertaining. Like I love to entertain people in that way. And my parents are my number one supporters, so they have my full. I have
Oh yeah.
their full vote if I were to do that. My mom was like, I could even see you as like Olivia Rodrigo. She was an actor, and then now she's a singer. I'm like, hey, you never know. That would be very cool. I mean, my main focus is acting, but I do love singing. So.
I know one thing that has not been done yet. Like Xena did an episode called Bittersweet, where it was all just like a musical episode. Buffy the Vampire Slayer did one called Once More with Feeling, which was where everyone was singing. Dhar Mann, of all the over 100 episodes of Dhar Mann, they've never done a musical episode where everyone's singing. That's an idea.
I never saw that one, but I do have one that's upcoming that I get to do a little bit of theater stuff, and I get to wear a few wigs and wear some really, really, really cool costumes. So I love that. I mean, I love that he's adding some more,
They should. Yeah,
you
he
know,
should. He should just write
variety.
an episode where, and then get you and Vanessa and others who can actually literally sing. The Dhar Mann actors can actually sing and bring you in.
Oh, I mean, that would be really cool. I mean, I hope that he makes more like that.
You think I'm a mean girl, I know.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I would do.
And Vanessa
I'm
would come
not.
and say, I think it'd be
You
awesome.
guys saw me in the mall screaming at my dad, but I'm actually not mean.
That's funny. So, how do you stay grounded and handle the pressures that come with being in a spotlight, even at 14?
How do I stay grounded? Ooh, and wow, that's a great question. I think uh, I always just remember that I'm not like a celebrity or anything, or you know, um,
Not
but
yet.
I feel like it's even. Oh, oh, thank you, but no, I feel like if it, I always remember like no matter what, I feel like even if actors aren't celebrities, like they kind of seem to get a big ego and get ahead of themselves. And I always just remember, you know, where I started. And also, I always remember that I'm just a human like everybody else, that we're on the same level. We're, we're all trying to navigate life. We, and I think that's like I think that's the thing that keeps me grounded the most is that, yeah, we're all right here. We're nobody's like this
Hmm.
and somebody's right here. No, we're like you said, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what ethnicity you are, what race, what your beliefs are, where you work, what you do, where you live, how much money you make. It doesn't matter at all. All that matters is that you're a good person.
Is your mother good with your finances?
My mom, she definitely helps me for sure. Yeah, because I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. Um, yeah, certain projects like require I have different accounts, but some projects require the money to go directly to my Kugan account, which I
Mhm.
can't touch until I'm 18. And then the rest of whatever I make from a project will go into my bank account. And so my mom will help me with all of that. Because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
When you have your own children, especially your own daughter, and she came to you at 10 years old, would you do exactly what your mother did? Or would you say, no, no, I'm not going to do it to my own daughter? Or would you say, yes?
I definitely wouldn't push it on my kids, that's for sure. Even though like just because I'm an actor doesn't mean that you need to do what I'm doing. I think if my future kids are like, "Hey, I really want to try this." I'd be like, "Sure." You know what? You it's a tough industry. It's tough, but if you're very passionate and you want to do it and you work hard, then you have my full support. So I think that would probably be my answer. But I would also I would never push my kids into the industry because I want them to experience other things. I want them to try different things, try different
Mhm.
sports, see what they like. You know what I mean? Because like um, my brother didn't want anything. He doesn't want anything to do with this industry. Um,
Wow.
my brother Hudson, he's 12 years old, and he loves playing sports. He loves playing with his friends,
Mhm.
and that makes him the happiest. And I'm like, you know what, dude? Good for you. That's amazing. Whatever makes you happy. And for me, acting is what makes me happy, and that's what I'm passionate for, and that's what I see, me doing my whole life. So I'm like, yeah, that's that's what I would probably say.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, if your parents are pretty protective, which is good, but at the same time, you don't want creepers who are saying, "Hey, you're Mr. and Mrs. Tokarski, so you're Caden's parents. Can I, this and that?" It's sort of like, you know,
Thank goodness that has not happened with my parents. But I mean, I hope that doesn't happen. I just hope that anybody that that I meet or like that recognizes me um, for Dhar Mann or for another project, for other projects, I just hope that everyone is really respectful and and not. I just hope that I don't meet anyone that's like creepy because that would probably be really scary. I definitely had
yeah.
to block a few people because sometimes it's just not okay. And I'm just a 14-year-old girl. Um,
Enjoy your
and
childhood. Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah. You talk about your great grandmother was 95 when she passed away. Back in her day, when she was like your age or older, the movie industry was different. Like you had Judy Garland, who was 17 when she appeared in Wizard of Oz. But by the time she reached the age of 60, she was a drinker, she was a smoker. Like you got to watch out for that. Have you ever done
Yeah.
any research on the days of 30s and 40s where you had child actors at your age and finding out that when they reached the age of 50 or 60, they were broke, homeless?
Yeah, I mean, that still happens today too. But I almost feel like, not that there's an excuse, but that back then, people weren't really knowledgeable. Like they didn't really know that like smoking
Hmm.
and all that stuff was really bad for you. Um and drinking is not a bad thing. It's that if you drink too much of alcohol and and you can't control it, then that's where it starts to become a problem. And we've had many alcoholics in our family that are now okay, that we've helped. Um, but I think I will always just be super careful, and I'm never gonna let that happen for myself because yeah.
Yeah, you just
But I
yeah.
you go ahead.
No, sorry to interrupt. I have a habit of doing that. Oh.
No, you're all good. I always do that too.
Yeah, so yeah, because I was watching documentary. I don't even remember not way before you, probably before your mother was born. The Adams Family back in the '60s, they had Uncle Fester. Jack
Yeah.
Coogan played him, but when he was like a child actor at 10 or 11 years old, he never checked his bank account, and he made millions, and his parents spent it all. And when he went to check to see how much money he had, he was broke. And they were forced sometime in the 30s and 40s, kind of Coogan law, which means that
Yes.
child actors and their finance and everything have to be like taken. So you got to make sure that you look and ask your mom, how much do I have in there? Because I'm not saying your mom will do it, but there's like scammers out there and people who can breach bank accounts and they could take your money and stuff like that. Like this happened to me, and you don't want that to happen. So you got to be not only protective of your finances and your work, but also live your life as a child or 14. I hope I'm not, after the podcast, you're going to be ending up, Kelly, your mother's going to say, Chris, why is Katie in the bar drinking and smoking? What did you say to her?
No, no,
Just
no,
joking.
no.
I'm just trying to wonder,
Yeah, no.
because you're 14 years old, you got to be careful. That's all.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And that's, I actually had met the grandson of I forget his first name, but Coogan. Um I Keith Coogan is the
But it's
grandson
Jackie Coogan.
who,
You talking about Keith Coogan?
yes, Jackie Coogan started the Coogan, like that,
Yeah.
was like you said, was the person that kind of, helped start the Coogan account because of what happened, which is awful. And I actually met his grandson, Keith Coogan,
Hmm.
and it was kind of like a wow, like this is very like I felt very bad, and I was talking to him a
Yeah.
little bit about it. Um, but I think the Coogan account is such a very important thing, because I have one, so that none of the money can be touched until I'm 18 years old.
Hmm.
Um, and not every project requires it to go, like the finances that you get from a certain project to go into the Coogan account. But I trust my parents fully. You know, they I always check with them, and I'm never worried. Like my parents would never ever do anything like that. Yeah, but that is terrible. That I'm sure that there still are parents that do that, and it's terrible that people take advantage of their kids, because that's not fair, and that's not okay.
Like you don't have to get your parents reading your scripts. They just say, "Yeah, go ahead."
Yeah, I mean, I think like there are a lot of stage moms that not don't necessarily like take your finances or anything like that, but it's a lot of their dream, more so, like more than your dream, and that's also like really hard to see too, because I've worked with some kids that just don't love what they're doing, and they don't want to be there on set, and their mom's like, go, 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 and that's hard to watch for sure.
Kaden, this is a wonderful interview. Thank you so much for a second opportunity. I got two more questions for you. One of them is going to make
Yeah.
you really think. Okay.
Okay. All of these are making me think. I don't even know what to say.
The first one is, what impact do you hope to make in the entertainment industry?
Hmm. I think one of the things that has inspired me as an actor is to voice the unheard.
Mm.
There's so many people that don't have a voice in the world. And I think that would be one of, the biggest takeaways that I want people to, I want to bring someone's voice alive, and I want to help people through acting. So I think that's probably my best answer. Um, yeah, I really just I want people to see, I work really, really hard, and I want all that work to be shown, of course. And also like, I want to show people that I'm a good person. Um, yeah, that's really hard. You're making me think a lot. Um,
And working with disabled people and how you can help them. And I know.
yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
I think that's my main thing is, is to voice the unheard, because there's so many people out there that don't have a voice. And if I could help them and show people, um, that look at this voice like that, and show them, um, that I would love to be able to do that.
Hmm.
And I kind of I kind of did it slightly in My Melancholy Baby, I hope, because My Melancholy Baby is based on, partially based on a true story, and I play a child that has several um, disorders, like conduct disorder, intermittent explosive disorder, and she has autism. And
Did you have to hang around an autistic person in order to figure it all out?
I did. Yeah, I've grown up with a lot of my friends when I was younger had autism, and still today I still have a few that have autism, um, and everybody's case is different. But I, you know, for this character, I did study the boy that my character was based on, but they changed the gender to a girl, um, and I hope that you know that the movie creates some awareness for people. And also, I don't know, like, how the family, they've seen it, and they do love the film, and they love how beautifully it's shot. So I hope that, it, I'm at a loss of words, but I hope that it almost kind of brings them, peace in a way. Like, it kind of, connects an not an unsolved picture, but, just helps,
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the biggest thing for sure.
Well, I think you're helping already because you're putting a smile on my face with all your acting roles in Dhar Mann, and I really like that.
Oh, thank you so much.
I guess a SAG and After Strike didn't really affect you that much, or did it?
It did, but it also didn't. I kind of took the SAG strike. It was very unfortunate the things that went down, and obviously they had to go down because we really needed change in this industry, and I'm glad that everything is now getting better. So during the strike, things were definitely way slower than it had ever been.
Mm-hmm.
But in a way, it wasn't slow because I was still working on acting classes and still working on scripts, because I was like, this, even though this is slow and it's really unfortunate the time that we're going through, I'm going to use this time as a way to grow up my craft and learn more. And so that I'm ready for when all the auditions come piling in once the strike is over. And it really, really, really did help me. So I felt like I was still busy in a way. So that was nice.
Okay, so your last question is: you're giving a TED Talk. What would be the very last piece of advice you would give to the audience, up and coming Kayden Tokarskis out there?
I would
Not
say
that you want more than one, anyway.
I would say to never give up. To, and I know that's something that a lot of people say, but you really can't. You have to, if you have a dream, don't give up. You have to just keep going. I feel like for anybody, actor or anybody that's trying to follow their dream, they're going to experience so many up and downs. And I've experienced, even though I'm so privileged to be where I'm at and to do what I do, I've experienced so many up and downs. And it's very easy, I feel like, to lose hope. And you can't lose hope. And I know that's easier said than done. But if you keep going, if you manifest, if you have faith, and if you believe in yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't give up, then you will get to where you need to be. So that's my best piece of advice. I think I've heard so many people say that, and it is hard to one of my favorite people is Ki Hui Kwan.
Mm.
And I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he was from Everything Everywhere All at Once,
Mm-hmm.
and he was also in Indiana Jones and The Goonies. And he's such an incredible actor, and he just had
Wait a
a
minute,
comeback.
James Fong was in that one.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I like
Yeah.
that guy. He's a great actor. Wow.
Yes, he is. Yeah. And he just had a comeback and won an Oscar last year. But he was kind of off the map for a very long time, for like 30 years. And, he said something very similar. Like, he's very inspiring to me. And it was kind of like some days it's hard to like listen to that and believe that and be like, you know what? Like, everybody tells me not to give up. Everybody tells me to have faith. Everybody, but it's so true that if you like, you just can't. Like, you have to have faith. You have to manifest. You can't give up, because I feel like if you were to, like, I always look at this from my perspective. Like, there are absolutely, I feel like some days that I'm like, like, maybe like I should just give up because it's just like really hard. But then I'm like, you know what? No, I don't want to give up, because I love what I do. I'm enjoying this journey, and I know that it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. So I think that's my biggest message to the world.
I asked the same question. You gave a longer answer. I asked the same question. They go, don't.
Yeah.
But I think they were just joking.
Love
But, it's sort of like there's pressures and stuff like that around. But thank you so much, Caden. Really appreciate the opportunity of a second interview. And doesn't mean that you're only allowed two. You can come on 3, 4, 5, whenever.
Just let me know. I will be here. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate
I
it.
really appreciate that, Caden. I'm so glad that, we can get a chance to know each other. And I can just say, hey, Kelly, can I have your daughter on again? Well, be awesome.
Yes. I love that.
Okay, everyone, we're going to end this stream. This Kayden Tokarski, Dhar Mann and film actress, out. Okay, can you wait there a moment? See,
Yes.
see, Kayden.
Bye. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.